Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining Project XYZ's Vision Board Party presented by Work on YC. My name is Emoji De Souza, and I'm a program coordinator with Work on YC. And today I'll be joined by Erica Soto of Enjoy Erica Art Studio to discuss how we can use vision boards to plan out the year ahead. And so today we'll be discussing how we can create both physical and digital vision boards to plan out 2021. So for those of you who are new, Work on YC is the City of New York's workplace wellness initiative. We're based out of the Mayor's Office of Labor Relations. And essentially, we create health and well-being programs to help city employees lead healthy and active lifestyles. We provide programming in 4 bucket areas. So we have our Move More program, which focuses on physical activity. We have our Eat Well program, which is all about nutrition, be well, mental well-being, and take action preventative care. So as mentioned, this program is a part of our Project XYZ initiative, which is a wellness community that we created to deliver targeted programs, resources, and events to engage the city's youngest employees. Recently we recognized that a lot of city employees are starting to retire, and with that, we're starting to get a lot more younger employees. We create this program to help young employees focus on their health and well-being because we recognize that a lot of times when people when people join the city's workforce, they're here for the long haul. And so we're here to be your partners in wellness to help you be the best version of you that you can be while you are working with the city. When we talk about Project XYZ, our target population that we're looking to offer programs to are generations Y and Z. And so Generation Y is commonly known as the millennial generation. And members of this group are typically born between 1981 and 1996. Then we have Generation Z, which is individuals born in 1997 or later. And while we say that this is our target group, Work on YC is all about being inclusive. And so these programs are open to all city employees, regardless of age. So let's go ahead and get started. So what exactly is a vision board? So a vision board is a collage of images and words representing your wishes or goals. Typically, a lot of people tend to create vision boards at the top of the year because we usually look at the new year as like a new and fresh start. However, you can create a vision board at any point in time during the year. And so vision boards are intended to serve as inspiration and motivation. And once you create a vision board, you should revisit it often to remind you of what's important to you. So typically we suggest that you keep your vision board in a high traffic area, so an area that you'll visit often. So whether it's like somewhere in your bedroom, if you're working from home, then close to your workstation. So just anywhere that you'll be able to see it all the time and just remind yourself of your goals. So here are a few examples of vision boards. Vision boards are personal to each of us. So, no one's vision board is going to look like anyone else's because it's personal to you. So here's an example of one. This right here is a physical vision board. And today we'll be creating both a physical vision board and a digital vision board. Here's another example. So again, they're all going to look different. They tend to have lots of images, quotes, and words, and just, anything that's representing your goals. And then here's another example. All right, so when you're creating a vision board, you always want to think about your why. What is your why? Why do you do all that you do? So today we'll be focusing on 9 different areas. So we have health, personal growth, career, family, love, spirituality, your social life, finances, and travel. You all should have received a worksheet to help you plan these things out. If you haven't, let us know and we'll be able to send that to you. We'll also be sharing it in the chat. So before we get started, we always want to remind you all to bring it back to health. Health and well-being are multidimensional. And if you look at this wheel to the left that we refer to as the health and wellness, the 8-dimensional wellness wheel, these are all the different areas. So you have emotional, physical, social, occupational, financial, environmental, spiritual, and intellectual. It's a lot, but these are all the things that make us who we are. And as humans, we naturally try to strive to have balance in all these areas. However, wellness is a process, and we sometimes do better in some areas than others. So essentially the goal is to be aware of how these different areas interact with one another in order to make the best choices for ourselves. Because again, if you're lacking in one area, then it may impact another area. So when mapping out your vision board, we think it's super important to go ahead and create micro goals. And so I'll explain a little bit more about micro goals and why they're important. So micro goals help to keep you on track by breaking down your bigger long-term goals into smaller goals. So they make it easier to achieve your goals. So it's kind of like you're figuring out, like, what's the larger goal and what actions do I have to take in order to achieve that goal. When you make your micro goals, you want to make them SMART, and that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So here's an example. So let's say your goal for 2021 is to become more active, right? Now, if you're creating SMART micro goals for this particular goal, then perhaps this is what it will look like. So a specific goal for this would be to walk 30 minutes 5 times a week. A measurable goal would be to time your walks and perhaps keep a daily log. For achievable, perhaps you want to partner up with an accountability partner to help you achieve your goals. For realistic, you can start off with 10 to 15 minute walks a few times a week and build up to 30 minutes 5 times a week. And then time bound, perhaps you do it for 8 weeks. So you set an 8-week challenge for yourself, and that's more attainable versus saying, I'm going to just, jump right into walking 30 minutes a week, 30 minutes 5 times a week for the entire year. It's all about creating sustainable, healthy habits when creating your goals. So not everyone may not like this particular format. So here's another way to list out your micro goals. So for here, it's the same goal to become more active, but here are a few micro goals that you can list out. So working out 3 times a week, creating a workout schedule, maybe that's working out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Again, it's all about being attainable because you don't want to set yourself up, for failure. So it's just all about being realistic. Another one is partnering up with an accountability partner. And then lastly, attending a Work YC digital fitness class at least once a week. All right, so let's get started. As mentioned, we'll be walking you through how to create 2 different types of vision boards today. Erica will be showing you how to create a physical board, and I'll be showing you how to create a digital board. For those of you who are participating by creating a physical board, here are a few things you'll need. You'll need a poster board, corkboard, or paper, scissors, clear packing tape or glue stick, markers or Sharpies, cardstock or construction paper, and then you'll also need your images, quotes, or photos that represent your goals. For those of you who will be participating digitally, we created a digital template for you to map out your vision board on. And so you'll need to create a Padlet account in order to access this template. So again, that's Padlet, Padlet. So you'll want to go ahead and take a few seconds to create your Padlet account.
So I'm going to go ahead and open up Padlet as well. So here's Padlet. Actually, I'm going to sign out so that you all can see what it looks like when you get to the page. So bear with me. All right. So again, that's www.padlet.com. And when you get here, you want to click on this button in the left-hand corner to create an account. So it should be really brief to create an account. You just need an email and a password. So I'm going to go ahead and sign back in. So once you sign into your Padlet account, you want to go ahead and click on the link for the digital template. I'm going to open a digital template right here. And I'm going to share that link in the chat box. So here's the link to the template. So you'll have to first create your Padlet account and then click on the link to the template. So I'll give you all a few seconds to do so. So again, first you want to create your Padlet account, and then you want to click on that link to access the template that's open on my screen here. And don't worry, I'm also recording this session, so if you're unable to follow along, you'll also have access to this slide. So if you can, just write done in the chat once you've done so to let me know that I can move on, and let me know. Awesome, thank you. And also feel free to write if you're having any issues so I can help you troubleshoot as well. So it seems like some people are following along. So once you open up the template, you want to go ahead and click on Remake in the upper right-hand corner. Once you click on Remake, you want to scroll down and you want to make sure that both these 2 boxes are checked off. So you want to make sure that you're copying the design and you're also copying the post. So again, make sure these are checked off before you do it. After that, you want to go ahead and click Submit in the top right-hand corner. Once you do so, your screen should look like this because it's remaking the template so that you have access to edit it. Okay, so you'll know that you remade the template when it says remake of 2021 digital vision board at the top. Okay, let me just check the chat to make sure everyone's following along. Okay, so someone asked if you can print it, you can, and I'll get back to you. I'll let you know that how to print it in a few. Okay, I'll resend the link again in the chat box for those of you who missed it. You want to make sure that you're copy and pasting the link into your web browser to access it. All right, so I'm going to keep going. And again, if you cannot do it, we'll go ahead and send the template again. So it looks like some of you all have a blank template. So again, when you click on remake, right, you want to make sure that these two boxes are checked off. If they aren't checked off, then the post will not copy. So again, make sure that these two boxes are highlighted and then you hit submit. Once you hit submit, you'll see this happening across your screen and then you'll know that the template was remade. In the interest of time, I'll carry on and then I'll look back at the chat to answer some questions. So first and foremost, you see here that we have the different 9 categories that Erica mentioned earlier. So we have all of those different categories. So the first step that I'll show you today is how to add your different goals to your vision board. So you see here we have 2 already inputted, so I'll go ahead and add another one. So for the sake of this activity, I'll just put my first health goal is to go plant-based, right? All right, so the cool part about Padlet is that not only can you add words and text, but you can also add images, links, and videos and things of that nature. So the way that you'll do that is that you'll hover over this box here and you'll click on the pencil to edit your post. So I'll go ahead and do that. Once you edit it, you can click on one of these buttons, or you can click this button here and you can do one of these actions. So you can upload a file, you can upload a link, you can search images on Google, so whatever you please. So you really want to basically make this template your own. So here, I went on Google and I typed in plant-based and I saw all these beautiful images pop up. So I'm going to go ahead and upload one of these images to my Padlet board. Okay. All right, so now we have the image of the vegetables on our vision boards that we can, think about going more plant-based in the future. And again, if you want, you can click on some, you can add some more links in here. So if you see right here, I saw a little cookbook on Amazon that I can link to if I want to. So if you want, you can go here. And you can copy this link here.
YouTube recipes on there too on my Padlet.
Yeah, you could have recipes. So let's say we want to switch out to this cookbook that I just found on Amazon. You just go ahead and click edit. You click the X there, and then you put the link into your Padlet, right? Then you want to hit save. And now you have the cookbook there. So that's just like a general reminder to remind you to go back to Amazon, perhaps purchase that cookbook or look into some cookbooks in order to go plant-based, right? Okay, so let's take this goal a step further, right? So earlier, Erica mentioned micro goals. So with these micro goals, right, we want to add this to our vision board so that we can make sure that we're keeping track of these goals. So what are some micro goals that we can think through about going plant-based, right? So one could be, let's, cut out dairy during the week, right? That's like a small goal that I want to take in order to become fully plant-based, right? Another option is to try new recipes bi-weekly, right? So these are my 2 micro goals to go plant-based, right? So with Padlet, I tend to personally like adding in some bullet points. So if you want to add bullet points to your Padlet, this is what you can do. You can highlight the text and you can add in bullet points here. You can also add in some numbers. So you can go ahead and play around with that. Another cool feature is that as you're going along and you're crossing out your micro goals, you can go ahead and strike through on Padlet as well. And that lets you know that you completed that goal, which is a really cool feature, right? So now that we've gotten through how to upload goals to Padlet, I also want to show you another feature. So Erica will talk about this a little bit more when she's showing you how to create the physical board, but you can also move around these objects. And we would encourage you to move these around in order of importance. I'm super sorry, that's my dog making so much noise. But you can move these items around in order of importance, right? So let me scroll through and see what's really important. For me, my finances are super important. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is move this up here, right? Scrolling through. I'm actually going to leave travel there because, you know, given current circumstances, I can't really travel much. So that's going to stay to the end. So I moved it around and adjusted it as I want to. And again, for those of you who missed it, if you want to move something around, all you have to do is click on the top column and you'll just move it like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I'm going to take a brief second to just look at the chat to see what questions we have coming in.
Yep, Emoji, they were just saying that it is kind of moving a little fast. I just want to remind people that it is going to be replayed. So if you're not getting everything, you can look back on the things that you missed, but you can go ahead and look at the questions.
I'm so sorry for speaking fast. I'm from Brooklyn. We all speak fast. I'll try my best to slow down. For those of you who missed it, you have to open up the template again and then click on Remake. And when you click on Remake, you want to make sure that you're checking off these two boxes and then hitting Submit. If you don't check off these two boxes, your page will be blank when you make a copy of it. So again, hit Remake right here and check these two things off and then hit Submit. Okay? All right. So the next thing that I want to show you all how to do is how to spice your vision board up a bit and make it your own. So again, this is just a template, but we're all each different individuals. So at the end, we'll all have a vision board that looks completely different. So here's some things that you can do to make this vision board your own. So you'll want to hit the settings gear icon in the top right-hand corner, and you'll want to edit a few things to make it your own. So I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and change the title. You can update the description. I'm just putting in whatever, so don't mind me. You can also change the icon at the top. So if you want, you can upload a photo of yourself or whatever else you want. So I'm going to go ahead and change the icon to something else. Right? So some other cool features is that you can adjust the appearance. So the background currently is black. If you click on wallpaper right here, you'll be able to change to different colors. So you can play around with red, orange, whatever it is that you like. They also have a few gradient options in here. And then you can also do some textures and patterns. The cool part about this is that you can also upload a picture of your own. So I'm going to go ahead and add in something that I like that speaks to me and my personality. So I went ahead and looked up some images on Pinterest. I love the color green, hence my shirt. And I also love plants. So I'm going to go with this nice green background. When it comes to making Padlet your own, Google would be your best friend. You can also look through Pinterest if you like Pinterest as well. That's where I got this background from. So really play around with it and make it your own. Uh-oh.
And that goes for people who are doing the physical board as well. All these resources you can use to print something out and put it on a physical board.
Exactly. Yep. So some other cool features that Padlet has is that you can change the color scheme. So right now I'm on light mode, but I could also go to dark mode if I want to. For the sake of this presentation, I'll keep it on light mode for you all to see. You can also play with the font. So that's something else that you could poke around with when you get the chance. So I think I played around with it enough, and I kind of like the way that this is going. So I'm going to go ahead and save. You want to make sure that you save it, because if you don't, it will go back to the original template. All right, so now we have a new look. This looks like a completely different vision board. So we can go ahead and add some more stuff in here. So when you have a vision board, you want to add images, videos, quotes, all that good stuff, just to, you know, really liven your vision board. So for personal growth, I'm going to go ahead and add in another goal. Right. So for personal growth, I put in master self-love, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and add a new image here. So again, for those of you who missed how to add an image, I'm going to show you again. So you go ahead and click on this, upload, pick a file. So it'll pick a file from your computer. So I already pre-populated this quote here, and I'm going to add it to my Padlet board. So this quote says, "Be your own reason to smile." So that's that, right? And I'm going to add one more goal. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right, so these are my goals, right? But now it's pop quiz time, and I bet none of you saw this coming, right? So can someone tell me what's wrong with my vision board based on what we spoke about earlier? If you want, you can also write it in the chat, but I'll give you a hint. It deals with SMART goals. Yes, so people are pointing it out. So for my financial goal, I put down that I would like to save $1 million, right? But if I'm thinking back through the SMART goals, that's not actually obtainable for me and where I'm at in my life. I cannot save $1 million. So I'll need to go back and reevaluate that goal to see what actually is obtainable for me to achieve when it comes to my personal financial goals, right? And thank you so much, you all, for paying attention. So just before I turn it over to Erica to do the physical board, I just want to show you a few other tricks to liven up the vision board. So I like emojis. I'm not sure if you like emojis too, but if you do, you can access this really cool website, which I'll send the link in the chat really quickly. 1 second. So you can access this really cool website and you're able to search for different emojis. So I like to look for one for a plant. I typed in plant and now it popped up. So all you have to do is hover over the image and copy and paste it. And then you return back to your vision board and you paste it in. Voila, right? So let me try that one more time. So here, I'm gonna look for a heart. Copy and paste. And you add that in. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go ahead and add in micro goals for these goals right here, but you all can do that for your own Padlet board. But at this time, I would like to open it up to see if anyone has any questions, any steps that you want me to go over again or anything like that. Just let me know. But if not, I'll go ahead and pass it to Erica so she can teach you all how to do a physical vision board. And Erica, that's a really great idea. You can definitely add in your own columns. Just to show you all how to do that, you'll just scroll all the way to the end. And then you'll just hit add a column, and that's how you can add your own column to these 9. So you're more than welcome to do that. And for the sake of time, really quickly, I just want to show you all that you can share your Padlet, like you can download it as a picture, as a PDF. So if you click on this share button in the top right-hand corner, you can go ahead and save it as an image. You can save it as a PDF, as an Excel spreadsheet. And the cool part about Padlet is that they also have an app. So if you go to your app store and type in Padlet, you can download the Padlet app so that you have access to it, access to your vision board on your phone at any given moment. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and turn things over to Erica to walk you all through the digital vision board and how to do that. And if you have any questions about sorry, she'll walk you through the physical board. And if you have any questions about the digital vision board, I'll be in the chat room answering those questions. So let's turn things over to Erica.
So what's really important with the physical board, Emoji, you did a great job of explaining what to include on your Padlet. Similar thing, you print those ideas out and you can include it. But with the physical, you also just have to set your intentions with your most important goal at the center, because your eye naturally is drawn to the center of any picture. So you want to place the most important things towards the center and then surround it with the second most important, and then end your physical board with something on the edges that's a little less important. But for the most part, most of these things that you're going to include on your vision board kind of all blend. So for me, I'm decoupaging right now. I just took some scrapbooking paper and something called Mod Podge, and you can get this in any craft store. Put some in a little bowl, took a little flat brush and set up kind of how my importance of goals. Of course, I put my kids in the center. I have this quote saying you don't need to take a big family outing to make a big family memory. So that kind of ties in with finance as well. You know, being mindful of budget and not feeling that mom guilt of, oh, I have to spend so much money to make them feel like they're having a good childhood, especially with Christmas. I definitely had that mom guilt. And then some more goals here. you know, being more grateful. I have my little emoji here, and I took the Mod Podge, just like glue, took my quote, put some Mod Podge on the back, placed it where I wanted in order of importance, and then smoothed it out with more Mod Podge on top. Now, when this dries, it dries like a little clear. So it kind of gives you that little bit of a shine. So in addition to doing a decoupage hack, which is taking your picture and gluing it on with Mod Podge, another thing that you can do to embellish is just simple gluing on some kind of sequin, sparkly something, just to draw your attention to a certain area. So I'm going to use a little sparkly something like this as a bullet point for one of my topics here. And another little hack to make your board look good is just to take a regular old magic marker. And what you're going to do, any kind of paper, but for the sake of the illustration, I'm going to use some white paper, but you can use any kind of colored paper. And the magic marker that has kind of like a thicker tip. You can, of course, use a calligraphy pen as well. But the trick to this would be holding your marker at a 45-degree angle. So this would be like a 90-degree. And then you kind of turn it, press it down, and you can start just writing your regular print to kind of give a calligraphy style to your writing. Kind of curl the edges of an eye. So start a little curl straight down and end with a curl. Same thing with the T's. Start with a curl, go straight down and end with a curl. And it's just by holding the marker at a 45-degree angle, you kind of get that thick type writing. Same thing with a U and an A. You kind of curve out any kind of straight line. And it's just with a simple magic marker. So what you can do, like I had written here, is just go ahead and cut out your topic. And again with the Mod Podge, put it over in my little travel corner because I definitely want to go see my grandpa in Puerto Rico, but we know that's not happening anytime soon. So I'm going to take my little embellishment and place it there with some more Mod Podge, and then just take extra and seal it in, and that'll definitely stay drying. And then just want to show you an example of the other little hacks with this one that I've done. I'm going to go over how to do a little paper fan. Another embellishment here that's kind of used like a bullet for travel. I've used some stickers and some scrapbooking things to enhance. Another thing that I wanted personally for my health goals was to dance. I've lost that that ability to go out and dance and have fun. So I really want to incorporate that. So I've downloaded some, well, I've saved some YouTube videos of some Zumba classes. So definitely want to dance for fun again, but kind of incorporate it in my fitness. So for me, that kind of falls into my social, my spiritual health, and, you know, my health goals. And that's kind of this area that I've gone. My social here, I want to have a connection with my pen pal again. And so we're going to try these little fans.
So Erica, I just want to jump in really quickly. I do want to say to everyone, I really apologize about all the technical difficulties that we ran into today. And thank you all for bearing with me. I do notice that we are coming up on time. An hour goes by really fast when you're having fun, right?
I know, time flies when you're having fun.
I want to let everyone know that I am more than happy to stay on after this call and walk you all through the digital template again for those of you who are interested. This session is being recorded, so we can share the recording, and that will go out mid next week. So be on the lookout for that. But again, I am more than welcome to stay on, and that will allow you all to unmute yourself so that you can ask me questions. And then speaking of dance, I see that a few people are jumping off to attend the Work Well dance cardio session. So I hope you all enjoyed that session. So if you need to hop off, go ahead and do so. But again, you all are more than welcome to stay on for as long as you want and learn some more about goal setting for the 2021. I know that a lot of you haven't participated digitally before, so I'm super happy that we were able to teach you this new technique. It seems like a lot of you enjoyed it. So I hope that this vision board is helpful for you all. I see someone saying that they like Padlet, yay. So right now, Eric is showing you all how to create this fan to add to your vision board. And so once she's done with showing you how to do this technique, I'll just share really briefly some of our upcoming programs, and then we'll close it out for today. And again, for those of you who want to stay on, you're more than welcome to do so.
So what I've taken is just a probably like 4 by 6 inch piece of paper. And I folded it back and forth about 1 centimeter, and then I've put some glue on one of the edges, and then what you're kind of going to do is pinch in the center and pull the sides up to stick. And there you go, you've got yourself a cool little fan. You can use any kind of glue stick, adhesive tape, and then apply that to your board. Give it a second to dry.
Someone asked if you use tissue paper.
Yeah, you can definitely use tissue paper.
Now.
It can be any kind of construction paper. Tissue paper works really well too. You can use a pattern paper. I kind of don't recommend like a very hard cardstock. You can use any kind of like even printer paper, colored printer paper. A lot of times too, what craft stores have are like these scrapbooking pages that have sections already kind of blocked out and colored out. So you can use your calligraphy technique and then just hold your marker at an angle and just do, you know, lose 15, you know, lose 20. And then you can cut those out and start setting up some micro goals here and have some dates of when you want to accomplish those things. And then with our little fan, you can label it.
Yeah, so as you're doing that, Eric, I'm going to go ahead and start going through the our upcoming programs.
Absolutely.
Since we're coming up on time. But your vision board looks really, really lovely. If you all created physical boards, I'd love for you to share them with us. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
And then just one more thing. When you're done, and if you don't have Mod Podge, you can also use some good old packing tape to just laminate any kind of thing that you want.
Yeah. So if you'd like to share your vision board with us, feel free to take a picture of this QR code right here to the right of your screen, and you can share your vision boards with us. We'd love to see what you have. If not, no pressure. And you can also email your vision boards to us at workwell@allr.nyc.gov with the subject line vision board. Again, we'd love to see your creations from today. And we'd love to keep the conversation going. So if you'd like, you could become a Project XYZ champion or spread the word to your colleagues about the Project XYZ program. You can also encourage your coworkers to join the Work Well NYC mailing list to stay informed on our upcoming programs, and they can do so using this link right here. And you can also take advantage of the Work Well digital fitness classes and workshops. And here's the link to access those. We have over 15 classes happening every single week, and we have classes in the morning, the afternoon, and evening. Classes range from Zumba to Soca Fitness to self-massage and meditation workshops. So there's something for everyone to participate in. Sure, I'll go back for you all. So here's the QR code. You can hold your camera up to it to take a picture of it. And here's our email address at the bottom. I'll also type it in the chat really quickly. Okay, so then here's a little spiel about upcoming programs in case you like to keep up with Work Well NYC. So in regards to Project XYZ, we have a professional development series coming up called Transformation Tuesdays. It's a 3-part professional development series, and it's kicking off with a partnership with DCAS. So on February 23rd, we'll have a webinar called Civil Service 101, Navigating Jobs in City Government. So if you ever wondered about civil service exams and what that process is like, then I encourage you to join that webinar. The second webinar for this series is called You on Paper, and that's about how to build a resume and cover letter. And then to close out that one, we'll be doing You in Person, so how to interview and how to network. So basically, how to sell yourself to get a job. So if you're interested in any of these topics, then you can register using this link. And again, a follow-up email will be going out with all of these links, so don't worry if you're unable to get them. And then this month, we also have a few other Work Well NYC programs happening. This date actually needs to be corrected. So on January 15th, so next week, Friday, we'll be doing a live Q&A called Beyond the Scale. So we have our resident nutrition specialist who'll be answering all your questions about weight loss, diet plans, and how to maintain a healthy weight. So if you're interested in that, then that's a great one to attend. You know, a lot of us like to kick off the new year thinking about our weight loss goals and goals in general. So if that's you, then I welcome you to join that Q&A. And then on January 21st, we'll be doing a webinar about achieving work-life harmony. So how to balance your personal and professional life. That way you can feel at den most times and not stressed out. Lastly, I just want to encourage you all to stay connected. You know, like I said, all these resources are free for City of New York employees. And so if you want to keep up with Work Well NYC and learn more about our programs, you can visit us online at nyc.gov/workwellnyc. You can email us at any point in time at workwell@olr.nyc.gov. Here's a shameless plug. If you have an Instagram, follow us at WorkWellNYC. Again, that's WorkWellNYC on Instagram. We have tons of good stuff there, and that's another way to stay up to date about our programs. And newly, we recently got a LinkedIn, so if you're on LinkedIn and you'd like to follow us, you can follow us using this link here as well. I do see a few questions in the chat, so let me check out what you all are saying.
And Emoji, if
Thank
you want to
all
just
for your great comments.
yeah, they're really awesome. If you want to just put it back to show the finished product.
So, oh yeah, that looks really, really beautiful.
Yep. Thank you so much, guys. So yep, get those micro goals listed, get focused, and then maybe in 6 months we'll see where everybody's at.
Yeah. So actually, again, like I did earlier, I would love to wish everyone a happy New Year's again. You know, stay safe, practice your self-care, checking on your vision board and your goals. You know, we know that everyone didn't have the chance to finish their vision boards today, but we encourage you to continue working on your vision boards and to check in at any point in time to maybe add some new things or remove some things off the vision board based on where you're at in life. So at this point in time, I'd like to welcome those of you who would like to stay on so I can walk you all through the digital board once more, and feel free to ask any and all questions about that. So, and thank you so much, Erica. We appreciate you showing us how to create these lovely vision boards. Yours looks so beautiful. I'm inspired.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for having me, and happy 2021, guys. Let's set those intentions and let's be well together.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. And for those of you who want to hop off, feel free to do so. And for those of you who want to stay on, you can go ahead and do that as well.